I'm going to spend the next few minutes walking through what it actually feels like to own the Opus Amazon-exclusive limited edition zero-gravity recliner, because buying a massage chair isn't like picking a new pillow, it's a big commitment of space, money, and expectations. If you're on the fence about whether this kind of chair can really replace a weekly spa visit or just end up gathering dust, the goal here is to give you a clear picture of the practical pros and cons so you can decide if it fits your life. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, let's talk about the hesitation most people have when they start looking at high-end recliners. The price tag makes you wonder whether the massage really penetrates deep enough to help sore muscles, or if the heat element is just a gimmick. You also worry about the footprint. A chair that dominates your living room can feel like a mistake if you live in an apartment. And then there's the fear of a noisy motor that turns a relaxing session into a background hum you can't ignore. Those are the exact questions I kept asking myself while I was researching this Opus model, and I dug into the specs, watched unboxing videos, and read through every piece of official information the brand released. The Opus chair's biggest selling point is the 3D FlexGlide 360 massage engine. In plain language, that means the rollers can move not just side to side but also up and down, following the natural curvature of your spine. When you first sit down and press the Go to Zero button, the chair glides backward and tilts so your feet rise to the same level as your heart. That zero-gravity position is designed to take pressure off the lumbar region, which is exactly what I was looking for after a few weeks of long runs and desk-bound evenings. The transition into zero-gravity is smooth, taking just a couple of seconds, and the seat feels stable enough that you don't get that wobble you sometimes see in cheaper models. Now, about the massage intensity. The control panel lets you pick from several preset programs, things like deep tissue and relaxation wave, and you can also point to any spot on a small on-screen diagram to tell the chair where you need extra attention. In practice, I found the deep tissue program to be firm enough to work out tightness in my lower back after a 10-kilometer run, but it never crossed into painful territory. The relaxation wave was lighter and more rhythmic, which made it a good evening wind down after a day of meetings. What matters most is that the intensity can be dialed up or down on the fly, so you're not stuck with a one-size-fits-all setting. Heat is another feature that often feels like an afterthought, but Opus uses warm air technology with 2 lumbar heating modules. The heat is subtle, more like a gentle blanket than a hot stone session, and it kicks in automatically when you select a program that includes it. I tried it during a cold morning, and the warmth helped loosen my muscles before the rollers started moving, making the whole experience feel more cohesive. If you're the type who likes a hot compress before a massage, this integrated heat can save you an extra step. Noise is a frequent complaint with motor-driven chairs, and the Opus does a decent job of keeping the sound down. The motor hum stays below conversational level, so you can actually have a phone call or watch TV while you're in the chair without it becoming a distraction. That said, the rollers themselves make a faint rolling sound when they travel over the back, which is normal but worth mentioning if you're extremely sensitive to background noise. One practical concern that often gets overlooked is the size of the footprint. This model is a fairly standard recliner width, but the zero-gravity mechanism adds a little extra length when the chair tilts fully. In my own 12 by 15-foot living room, it took a bit of planning to make sure I could still walk around it comfortably, especially when the footrest extended. If you live in a studio or a tight hallway, you might need to measure carefully before committing. The assembly is relatively straightforward. The chair arrives mostly pre-built, and you just need to attach the side armrests and plug it in. The manual is clear, and I was able to get it up and running in under an hour with just a few tools. When thinking about who should buy this chair, I picture 3 main groups. First, anyone who already spends a decent amount on monthly spa massages or physical therapy sessions and wants a one-time investment that can replicate those benefits at home. The combination of zero-gravity positioning, targeted 3D rollers, and lumbar heat can cover a lot of the relief you'd otherwise get from a professional therapist, especially for chronic lower back tension. Second, people who work from home and spend long hours at a desk will appreciate the ability to pause and let the chair take the weight off their spine without having to leave the house. Finally, serious athletes or fitness enthusiasts.